All right, so now let's walk through how to actually build out long-term and short-term plans with our planning and periodization feature. So from the left sidebar, we want to open up planning periodization. I'm going to hit add long-term plan, and I'm going to have my start date. Let's say we'll do November 4th, and we're going to do my end date. Maybe we're going to go till May. And then if I want to add notes here, I can. And then I'm just going to save this long-term plan. So now I want to open this up so I can start adding in these short-term plans. So when we think of long-term plan, essentially we're looking at the macro cycle. Think big picture, spanning over several months, not just weeks. So for example, we have started this at November, and we're going to go all the way until the end of May for this. So now that we've got our macro cycle set, let's zoom in and start creating some short-term plans. So up here, we're going to click add short-term plan. And then here, I just want to choose what type of cycle type this is. For this one, I'm going to just choose accumulation. My start date is November 4th. And I'm actually going to do an 8-week cycle and probably do like some exercise selection changes at 4 weeks. So then with the start date, once I clicked in the 8 weeks, it kind of populated this end date for me. Cycle priorities for this, maybe we're just going to focus on motor control for this cycle. And then we'll transition into like strength endurance. Cycle priorities, for cycle notes, we're going to put maybe we're just going to do some full body resistance along with some easy aerobic work. So then next up, we would focus on that aerobic work through the sustain type. So I'm going to do easy aerobic work. I'm going to do MAP 9, and maybe we're going to do this, let's say 2 times weekly. And then pain type, I'm actually not going to work on any pain with this client. They're just general health and wellness. So we don't really need to work on any lactic endurance or lactic power or things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and create short-term plan. And now you can see that we have some cycle notes in here. We have some cycle priorities. And obviously you can add as much information in here as possible, but just to keep this simple for this walkthrough, we're just going to add just a few things. So now that we have all this populated in the short-term plan, now we can move over into the daily plan, which is going to help me with my program design for each of daily plan. Now, one thing I get a lot of questions about is sometimes I open up this daily plan and this is grayed out. I can't type in here. So what I would need to do in order to do that is I would need to go over to this sidebar and I would need to update this client's training schedule and make sure that they have their training day set. If not, you will not be able to type into this daily plan. Just a little side note, make sure you set that first. So for example, I'm just going to keep this simple for us. So I'm just going to do FBR. Typically here, I might put movement patterns like squat with a horizontal pull. Maybe I'm going to do a hinge with a vertical push. Maybe I'm going to do some accessory work based on things that I noticed from that client's assessment. So I'm going to do FBR Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then maybe that's Thursday. And then maybe we're going to do easy arrow on Tuesday, and then we're going to do easy arrow on Saturday. And so what this will do is this is going to populate these visibility tags directly onto your client calendar. So if you do have these movement patterns listed like squat, pull, hinge, push, it's going to allow you to easily select exercise selection based on those tags. And then once you are finished with this, you just would hit save. And then you would be able to edit this if you need to. You can update the daily plan. And then you can also export these short-term plans and long-term plans to your clients for their information, just so they have a good idea of what you guys are working on through these macro, micro, and meso cycles.